Daniel Jeremiah at Move the Sticks on Twitter talking to me here on the Rich Eisen Show. What's going on in the college football world to discuss? We've got Oregon and Michigan State. That's your marquee game for week 2 of the college football season. How do you see that one going down, DJ?
Well, it's going to be interesting. I had a chance to watch them each play last week and study the Michigan State tape on offense just the other day because Connor Cook is going to be a guy we'll be talking about come draft time.
Yep.
And against Western Michigan, Rich, he wasn't as sharp as I would have expected. Came out a little bit slow in that game. He's going to need to play much better against Oregon. And then you've got Oregon with Vernon Adams, who lit it up as a lot of people thought he would, coming from the 1AA ranks, and he fit right in. But the Oregon defense gave up a ton of points, almost half 100. So this could shape up to be a real high-scoring game. It's going to be entertaining. I'm just looking forward to seeing Connor Cook against a team that's got a lot of team speed. How does he play? He played great for a half last year at Oregon, then made some mistakes there in the second half. So this is going to be a nice litmus test for him.
And another guy that a lot of people are expecting you and I and Mike Mayock to be talking about come February at the Combine is Hackenberg at Penn State. And Christian Hackenberg and Penn State losing to Temple. What did you see on film? Have you been able to take a look at what that game looked like, DJ?
I broke it down, Rich, yesterday. And, look, he got sacked 10 times. And there were several of them where literally, he just gets to the top step in his drop, and he's getting hit in the back of the head. They had a junior college left tackle starting for the first time, and he really, really struggled. And then even schematically, there's times where they've got a 5-man protection. They're bringing 6 guys, and you pause the tape. There's receivers are 10, 15 yards downfield with their back to the quarterback. We got to have some kind of a hot in there so this guy can protect himself and get the ball out of his hands. If it's just from schematically, from personnel he has in front of him, it's going to be tough to evaluate him. I know he's got a strong arm. His decision-making has not been great, and he's kind of all fastballs right now, needs to work on his touch. But, Rich, it's hard to evaluate a guy when he's getting hit each and every play, and this is going to be a really, really tough evaluation if and when he decides to come out.
Notre Dame takes on Virginia this week. We had Brian Kelly on the show a couple days ago, made some news. A lot of people picked up on our conversation about getting Michigan back on the Notre Dame schedule, but the one thing that he said to me that stuck out, kind of got lost in that Michigan Notre Dame wash, was the accusations in a way. Not an accusation, that's a strong word, but other coaches across the college landscape, Missouri's coach, Clemson's coach, basically saying that Notre Dame's schedule needs to be including a conference championship or a 13th game for them to be eligible for the playoffs at the end of the season. And this was Coach Kelly's response.
Our situation is that we don't play any 1AA teams. And, I think that when they decide not to play 1AA teams, then maybe we could be on an equal footing. But we're gonna play teams that give us a quality schedule, and that's all really we can control. From year in and year out, and we'll continue to have a robust schedule, and those are the 12 games we'll have. And I think that's when we measure up our schedules. I think you'll find that ours stand up pretty good.
Yeah, he says no cupcakes, basically.
Cupcake free. Yeah, this is a weird year to try and attack Notre Dame for scheduling. When you go through and look at who they're playing, good night. They're playing Clemson. They're playing USC. I know Stanford lost the other day, but that's a very tough opponent. Temple, as we saw against Penn State the other day, is going to be good. Georgia Tech open up with Texas, who, when you make that game, you think you're going to get a little more fight from the Longhorns. So, come on. Notre Dame's schedule is plenty tough, and he has a good point. In terms of those other teams, let's schedule some tougher out-of-conference games. Although I will say this, Rich, Clemson this week, they've got their hands full.
Yes, they do. It's Appalachian State, so I can't really make my point right there. But, in Hawaii is not 1AA, but Ohio State's scheduling Hawaii in the Horseshoe for their home opener.
Have you seen the Hawaii uniforms, Rich, that they're wearing this week?
I have not. What do they got?
Oh, you have to get those up. You have to send those out on your Twitter account, and you need to put them up on TV. They might be the most beautiful old-school rainbow uniforms I've ever seen.
So they'll look nice when they get their behinds handed to them.
And they'll get paid handsomely. I make no other promises.
No, but in all seriousness, though, you've got Alabama against hosting Middle Tennessee. You've got Baylor hosting Lamar, which I don't know if that's Heady or Headley. And then you've got another matchup, Stephen F. Austin at TCU. Doesn't Coach Kelly have a point here?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I just think it's who is trying to call out Notre Dame for who they're playing? I mean, how do you
they're
make
just saying that they don't have that conference championship game that might trip them up like everybody else.
Yeah, but he made the counterpoint, which is no cupcakes. So they got no layups, and they have to earn it each and every week. And look, I just think the Big 12 doesn't have a championship game right now either. So I mean, I just think it's silly anybody's coming after Notre Dame, especially when you look at some of these other schedules and some of the games you just mentioned.
Daniel, thanks for calling. Appreciate it,
Rich.
You got it. That's Daniel Jeremiah at Move the Sticks.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.